Welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey McClelland.
And I'm Ashley Erling.
I feel like we've been talking about travel so much lately.
So much.
Right?
I don't know if it's just like a topic that I love talking about.
And I feel like it's the time to do it. Like, it's getting to the end of the year, and I keep thinking now ahead into next year.
Yeah.
Where would I like to go? What would I like to do?
Yeah.
You just came back from a great honeymoon.
Amazing.
So, I mean, it really is like in my head, places that I'd like love to go.
Where do you want to go?
So one of them is Rome.
Yes.
So I've always wanted to go, I'm Portuguese, so I've always wanted to go to Portugal.
Yeah.
Always wanted to go to Italy, Greece. I have a bucket list of like all these places
all
that I
the
really want to
European
get to.
ones.
Really, if I could just do like, 3 months
And
then
honestly,
just do a sweep.
it's not that hard. Well, you can't
I
because
know,
you have to be here.
I'm looking at Ashley
like, first of all, no.
please.
But all the European ones, like, they're pretty easy to get to. Like, those flights are terrible.
Right, and then once you're there, I would think it's fairly easy to like bop around, right?
Yeah. Yes, depending on where you are, the train system there is very good.
And where did you study in college?
Florence.
So you've been to Italy.
I lived
and
in
you
Italy, and
you loved it.
Amazing. Like, I couldn't possibly even find a word to
That's
say
how
what it
gorgeous
was. It was just like, it feels like when I think back on it, like it was a dream.
Now, were you able when you were there to like go to the different other cities as well?
Oh,
You
yeah.
had the time to do that?
We went all over, all up and down the boot.
That's unbelievable.
Yep. And of course, other European cities. We went to Germany, we went to Switzerland.
And how was the food in Italy? I mean, is it like...
Terrible.
Is it as good as everybody says it is?
It really is. I can't, like, you can't even describe it. I'm sure even
like
the
fresh,
bad
delicious
places are like, there are no bad places.
Yeah.
But like, their version of like fast food places are still like amazing. But this is true what people say about the food in Europe.
Yeah.
Because you're eating pasta every day, in Italy anyway. You're eating pasta like every day.
Right.
Never gained a pound.
So what, are you walking so much?
You're walking so much, and whatever like things they put in their food that like the EU doesn't allow, but like the US, like it really is healthier because it's like real food and fresh food.
Right.
It's like not like the preservative stuff, but like I am telling you, I ate pasta 2 times a day, every day while I was there. Not that I was tiny or anything like that, but like just carbonara for lunch. I was in Rome. Rome is very, it has a lot of carbonara. That's like I was like, I'm going to have carbonara for lunch. I remember sitting like outside the Vatican.
Yeah.
And ordering that for lunch. Like, just lunch. Like, that's
just
normal.
Like no, I mean, they're right. I know you never do that here, but at Federal Hill, when we have chefs come into the kitchen, it is very authentic and real and delicious. So yes, I do understand. But talking about like even like the Vatican, listen, I know we're here in New England, and not many of us can just jet off to anywhere that easily, but especially like a place like Rome where I'd like to go. So this really cool exhibit that actually is in Rhode Island right now at the Warwick Mall. It's Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel exhibit, and we had a chance to really just kind of catch up with one of the directors that is putting everything together, and they are finally stopping here through January 8th. So we had a little chit chat with him, as you know I like to say, and check out how cool this is.
As you can see, the Sistine Chapel exhibition has made it here, and so this is life-size, up-close and personal with Michelangelo's work in the Sistine Chapel. All 34 frescoes that he painted. Not everybody gets a chance to go to Rome to see it, so we like to bring it a little closer to home.
And closer to home it is, right in the Warwick Mall, bringing in the beauty and wonder to Rhode Island and the New England area.
If you have gone to see it, it's 60 feet above you, you're rushed through, you're with hundreds of other people, and so here's an opportunity to really take your time, enjoy the frescoes and the beauty of them and the detail for as long as you like, and learn quite a bit, not only about the history behind it, but also Michelangelo, kind of his own interpretations of what he was painting. It comes with an audio guide. You can download it on either the Google or Apple App Store. At each fresco there's a little QR code. You scan that and it'll give you kind of a 2 to 3 minute historical context explaining what you're seeing in the scene and in the fresco. And then also a little bit on Michelangelo's own interpretations or little tidbits that he kind of threw in there that reflect on who he was as an artist and as a person.
Walking through the exhibit, you are really moved by all the frescoes around you. They're simply incredible.
The photographs themselves were licensed from the Vatican, and then our team took years to kind of figure out the best way and best printing technique to get these photographs onto fabric so it would capture the unique texture and color palette of frescoes. And so what you're seeing is a fabric reproduction of the paintings at their life-size scale and with every little detail that exists at the Sistine Chapel, but you get to see it from 2-3 feet away versus 60 feet up in the air.
This exhibit is definitely something to add to your to-do list of activities over the next couple of months.
At the end of the day, it is a world wonder. And so, it is something that should be appreciated and not rushed through, and you really get to learn about it as much as you would like. For those who haven't had the opportunity to see it, this is the next best thing, and you'll be able to appreciate the scale of it and the detail. And then for those who have seen it, it's an opportunity to look into it a lot further, understand it a lot more, and really appreciate it on a deeper level. We are excited to be here, excited to be open, and excited to bring a little piece of Rome to Providence.
That looks fabulous.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah,
Clearly that,
cool.
I don't know the exact name of it, but that tall one, that's not true to scale. Clearly that's like, 16
blow it up,
times the size in actually the chapel. But I just thought it was so cool.
Yeah, it looks very cool, and definitely it's like something to go see. It's right here now. And
it's right here.
You get to see what that is.
Yeah, and I said, how did you pick Rhode Island? And he's like, you know what? Like, we try to go to the places where we feel they have a really good following. He goes, like Boston, we have a lot of Catholics.
Yes.
It was like a whole thing. And he goes, but we're just happy to be in New England.
It's amazing.
So,
looks great. Definitely
cool.
check it out.
And definitely stick around, because we have a really great guest coming that's going to be talking about something that it's very much in my top of mind. So stick around, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Spotlight New England. Our next guest is a woman who's really taking on this whole menopause journey that so many of us are beginning or going through, just like the woman that she is, just like straight on in, determined, and just going for it. Christina Rondeau is a friend of ours. She is a professional kickboxer, fighter, guru, expert, and now, which we love, is on this menopause fitness journey, which I'm very interested in because I'm right at that beginning of it. Christina, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, ladies.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you here. We were saying to you before we came on, so many people have said, like, you got to have Christina on the show. And it's true. I mean, you really are like this like Rhode Island person that everybody like knows, has heard of Rondeau's kickboxing, and you're really just kind of like, you've been doing this for so long now. How did you get started?
Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother story. Basically, I was in high school. I wrote a book about it, actually, all about my bullying experience.
Oh, that's right. You were on the road show. We did an interview together. That's right.
Yeah. So, and it's called Blessings from Being Bullied. So it's my full story of it. But I was bullied in high school, and I basically came to a turning point where I was nervous about being beat up. I was nervous about being put down in front of my peers. And at one point, I was actually thought about, like, taking my life, like, for a second. Like, I didn't want to, but that's how you feel. You feel defeated, and you don't know any other options. So what I decided was nobody could take my power. I wasn't going to give my power away. And I had this epiphany at a cemetery. I had went and parked my car there, and I was like, I had this epiphany. So I decided, like, I'm going to learn how to fight. That in a nutshell is how I got started.
Wow.
So I went and took some karate classes, which turned into the love of the sport, karate. And then from there, I was really excelled in fighting, and I kept getting disqualified for excessive contact.
Is that why?
Yeah, so I had to make the switch to kickboxing so I could actually knock people out without getting disqualified. So that in a nutshell
I love
is it.
it.
Yeah. So it all started from bullying, which turned into a blessing because, like you said, I've been doing this for 35 years. Yeah, more than half my life. This has been an amazing career and journey I've had.
It really is unbelievable.
You seem to have found a calling in this.
I just like helping people change their lives. Like they just change their lives. They come in, and whether it be mind, body, and soul, and it's not just physical, it's mental, it's emotional, and that's where it just makes me so happy when I hear one person's results, and I'm like, this is why I'm doing it.
This is why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And the evolution continues now with your latest endeavor.
It follows my timeline of my age.
But you know what? But I think that's so authentic about it is that, like, the stage of life that you're in, you know exactly what people are going through or women are going through. The hot flashes, the loss of energy.
Yes.
All of that, comes together. It's tough to explain to people.
400 symptoms. My functional
God.
medicine doctor, Donna, loves when I say this. But there's over 400 symptoms of menopause that women don't even know they have. Wow. And what happens is you go to the doctor and you tell them this or that, right? You say, I'm itchy, my palms are itchy, or my foot pain. And they send you to all these specialists, but they've never checked your hormone levels. Wow. Because they're not trained in that. That's part of functional, and they're not trained that way, you know. And I've learned so much because with the Menopause Fitness Journey program, I have experts come in. So I've had 2 functional medicine doctors come in. I've had NPs come in. I have a weight loss psychotherapist come in. I have Reiki masters. I have we do breath work. We do life coaching. So my program that I developed it's the whole
So say it's like all encompassing, huh?
It's the whole. It's mental, physical, emotional.
Because I think it's too for menopause. It's so much more than sometimes just the physical piece.
Yeah.
And and you don't always hear about that piece of it too.
No.
And that's very important that you're able to kind of hone in on that. Tell me this though, like, so when you started on this new journey and this kind of new path, how did you start to really get yourself going to get women to, like, I don't want to say like buy into it, but like to your point, so many of us, you know, go to people, they say go on this or go on that or try this. But we talk to people that have gone through your program.
Yeah.
It has been life-changing for them.
It has been. Yeah. I'm in my 3rd session right now. The women are going to do their red carpet finale Monday night on November 3rd. They're going to walk the red carpet. And there's actually 9 of them. I usually let 6, but I let 9 in this program. And they're going to walk the red carpet in their black dresses, and then I'm going to announce all their weight loss results in 6 weeks. So part of my story with this is that I love film. If I wasn't a kickboxer, I would be loving to do what you ladies are doing. So I've always loved producing, directing, everything, but I've never been able to use it. I've used it through my career, but not really to develop something. So I decided I wanted to film a reality show. So I called it Menopause Fitness Journey. And I got a film crew, and we filmed the journey of 6 women. And it was so successful, and it was so mind-blowing. We had drama. I went to their house and knocked on the door to see what they were doing, checking their cabinets, where their snacks were, where they kept their food, how they prepared for success. I made them work out every single day. They had an assignment to work out for 6 weeks, 7 days a week. There was no rest. They had no breaks. And I'm talking like one of the workouts was like 15 minutes. But the point is they had movement and activity every day. They followed nutrition guidance. We had special dietitians come in, like the functional medicine also. Everybody overlooked all the nutrition, the guidance, everything. And then I gave them all my plans. And myself as well. I gave them all my expertise of 35 years, you know?
Wow.
And the success was mind-blowing. I mean, we had one girl looks like a new person. I mean, she lost over 25 pounds.
Wow.
And when we talk about the weight loss they've had, it's not just weight stepping on the scale, because people get freaked out with the scale and they get obsessed. Yeah. It's circumference, so the body measurements. It's the weight on the scale. And the biggest number for me is fat mass loss.
Yeah.
Fat mass is tissue, fat tissue. So it's literally the tissue of fat they've lost from their body. And those numbers were just mind-blowing. But the confidence now of them walking on the red carpet on their finale is so cool, because these are women in their like late 40s, 50s, and even 60s.
Okay.
We don't get trophies anymore.
No, we don't.
There's no contest for us to go, hey, look at me, family. So this is like a proud moment. And they had family and friends, and they got flowers, and they were applauded, and the smiles and the glow they had was awesome. It was
I
awesome.
love that.
Well, how did you go about finding, you know, what you would bring into the program, who you would bring into the program, the experts that you've brought in? That seems like a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. You must have had to do a ton of research.
Yep.
How did you go about really forming this plan?
It came into play, and I said, I want education once a week with group meetings. I want them to bond as a unit and as a team. So I called in some specialists, and every person I called said yes right away.
Wow.
Nobody said no. It was awesome.
Oh my God.
They all said yes, and they all said, I said, look, this is a no-budget reality show that I'm filming. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a passion project for me. So are you willing to do this? And they all said yes.
Wow.
So
And where did you get the women? Because I mean, that's something too for them to commit to this with you.
So
Where did you
because
find
it was
them?
a reality show was filming, they knew they had to be filmed and they had to commit to it. They couldn't miss a meeting. So I really needed women that were ready and understood what they were taking on. So they had to send in a video, they had to send in a picture, they had to write an essay like to me and answer questions, and then we did interviews. And then that's how I picked my first 6 women.
That's how you pick the first 6 ones. Because when your body is going through menopause, it is shifting and changing in so many different ways. I mean, I guess even too, like that, the nutrition piece of it, even as I'm at the beginning of it, I sometimes don't even think about, like, what I'm really still putting in my body is going to affect the hormone changes, everything that I'm going through.
Yeah, there's food that just increase, like spicy food will increase your hot flashes. You know, some people have bad gut health, and they need better foods for better gut health.
Right.
Most people, you know, they count too many things. So we teach you how to really narrow this down, how to make better choices.
Right.
You know, I teach them about intermittent fasting. So these are all options. And then you might see, even with the physical piece, all the girls wearing the weighted vests. Because as you go through menopause, weight training is most important. So that's the most important piece for women, is weight training. So when we add a 10-pound vest to you, you know, it's helping lessen your chances too for osteoporosis and everything. So that's the whole idea of weight training with it.
For people who are interested in, you know, just, you know, incorporating more weight training, fitness in general to their daily life, but maybe are intimidated, what kind of advice would you have for them, or what kind of, you know, inspiration would you have for them? Because things like that, starting something new, especially at, you know, a time in your life when you're already maybe feeling uncomfortable,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's extremely difficult.
It's very difficult, and I agree 100%. So I have two things to say to that. People go to places and they might not connect with like a trainer or the place. Maybe they're not comfortable, and then that's it. That's their one and done. Don't do that.
Right.
It's okay if you don't connect with a trainer. It's okay if you don't connect with a facility that you choose. Go somewhere else. Try. Give something else a try. You know what I mean? Because it's really about connection. So, and you have to be on that same wavelength and connect. And that person has to be communicating and listening to you. As a trainer, you have to listen to your clients, you know? And one of the biggest things is we can modify anything. A good trainer will not be a boot camp instructor, but will be a motivator and be a coach. Like, we motivate and inspire. We don't yell and scream. We don't boss you around. We help you. And that's the biggest thing, because as you get older, you can't, your body aches, joints ache, joints are different. You got bad knees, you got a bad back. And you could have did something just from like washing the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you got up and now you're all kinked up. So a good trainer is going to listen and be able to modify. You know, I have people go to doctors and they could have like a hurt toe, and the doctor says, oh, don't ever work out. No, you have to modify. Sit in a chair. I'll have you do military press. I'll have you do exercises. But movement is life. If you stay still and you don't move, you know, you make your body worse, and mentally you get worse.
Right.
So you have to stay. I've had people with strokes come in, and I say, just come in, sit on the recumbent bike and pedal, but be mentally in this environment. So you're motivated and you're coached by us, and you still feel part of something.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
And that makes a difference.
I love that. And what are you hoping, like, the women that go through the program, what are you hoping that they continue to do after it?
So I kind of hold the hand through 18 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So after the 6 weeks program, I give them a goal for the next 6 weeks. And then they do another weigh-in with me. And then after that 6 weeks, I hold their hand through another.
Oh, that's great.
So I take them right through 18 weeks, and I tell them it's like, that's their like lifestyle phase now.
Yeah.
So now they have
Gotcha.
3 sessions that they've done of 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And they have all this knowledge. So now take what's comfortable for you and continue on your path.
Yeah.
You know, and most people stay members of the gym. They end up staying a part of my gym. And,
Right.
you
I'm
know,
sure
staying
they
a
feel that
member.
connection, like you said. You're part of something, you feel comfortable now. It's like a family that you kind of like want to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a community spirit, and they bond with these other women. And I try to facilitate that. Matter of fact, tonight the girls in the session have a sound healing.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so we're
awesome.
going to do a
I love
sound
stuff like
healing,
that.
and it's all about releasing and letting go, and then letting the light back in, and really empowering themselves on this journey. Because when you commit to yourself for 6 weeks,
Yeah.
like, you're showing up for you, and that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
We have to show up for ourselves first, because if you don't, then you're not a good mom, right? You're not a good partner. You're not a good friend, a good sister, because now you need help and you become, you know, somebody who needs to suck their energy.
Yeah.
But instead, when you show up for yourself, now you're giving off light and energy, and everybody is, you know, going to drive from your positive energy and how you feel and how you do good, you know?
And what has this journey been like? What has it meant to you? I know you're giving to so many people,
Yeah,
but
you are.
I feel like you probably have gotten a lot out of it too.
I do. Like I said, there's one woman, you know, there's so many of them, but like, you know, certain ones will definitely pop out. And, you know, she's in her late 60s. I mean, she is working her butt off. She had a lack of confidence, and she's so confident now. And I told her, she was very nervous about walking the red carpet. And I said, I'm going to hold your arm and we're going to walk down together. And that right there is just like, that's that feeling. Like, you just changed somebody's life.
Yeah.
like mentally, they're positive, they're more confident, they're taking care of themselves, they're healthier. So that, I think that's the most important for me, is just seeing the results and hearing these women say how it just really changed them in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So
It
many
is
different
incredible.
stories.
So if people are watching, are you going to continue to offer like this like
I am.
menopause journey even at the gym?
Yep.
Okay.
So November 10th will be the last session of the year. It'll take us through December 22nd.
Okay.
So it'll be, again, 6 women. It's 6 weeks. And I'm going to try a virtual one. So I have a
Great
virtual
idea.
one. And the same thing, I'm only going to allow 6 because I have accountability with this, and I
Yeah.
talk to you every single day.
Yeah, that's a lot for you.
Listen, managing women is
I
a
can't
lot.
even imagine.
We all know how we are. So every day I send them out a text message. They have to do a check-in. They have to send me a video or a
Wow.
photo approving their accountability.
That's
So
what
for 6
Michelle was like, I
weeks-
gotta send her something every day.
Oh yeah, I will knock on your door. So I have to hold you accountable. You need to feel that.
Yeah.
You know that, okay, like I'm going to disappoint Christina and I'm going to disappoint
Right.
myself. and,
Right.
you know, she's good looking for me, and I also have a team of 6 women. So
Yeah.
it's important, you know. And then I'll tell you, the doctor part of it is very interesting, because some women have said like they've had a foot in their pain, and once they learn from the different functional doctors, and they have their hormone panels done, they realize like that foot in the pain that they've now seen 10 specialists for that didn't help them
Right.
was all an estrogen deficiency.
Wow, that's
And just with a simple estrogen cream, it was fixed.
That's all they need.
immediately.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you're
unbelievable.
not crazy.
Yeah.
You're
right.
not alone.
Yeah.
There's like these feelings are real. Like talk to your people in the house that you live with and explain to them that like menopause, whether it be, you're in it forever.
You're in it
so whether
forever.
it's perimenopause or post, the symptoms of this last us a lifetime.
I love it.
But you can fix them.
Yeah.
You
and that's
can
what you're
fix
doing.
them. And that's what you got to do.
I love it.
know?
Thanks for stopping by, Christina.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You've made me
my
now
pleasure.
want to get myself into the. Now I feel motivated.
Well, you have a weighted vest.
I do
so
have a weighted vest.
You're on your
Check.
way.
You're on your
Check.
way.
See? You're the best. Thanks so much for stopping by
Thank
and
you.
sharing
Thank
everything
you.
with us. And stick around. We have more with Spotlight New England coming up.
Welcome back to Spotlight New England. And, you know, living in New England, there are so many different, like, accents
Yeah.
and things. So people all say things a little bit differently. And if you go kind of like state by state,
Yeah.
there are some funky ways of saying things
Right.
that like maybe you wouldn't think of. I always think of Massachusetts because they have a lot of like cities and towns that
Yes,
the names
yes.
are not what you think they would be.
Right.
But there's actually this website called Unscrambler, and they commissioned a study about the most mispronounced words.
Okay.
Okay.
Throw some at
So
me.
for Rhode Island,
Yup.
I didn't find this one surprising. So I think I've heard so many people struggle with this.
Yeah.
It's Worcestershire.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the
Like the
sauce,
sauce.
Worcestershire. But
Yes.
like obviously the way it's spelled, it looks like Worcestershire,
Yup.
but Worcestershire.
It's Worcestershire.
So in
Yes.
case you don't know, for Rhode Island, because that's apparently nobody in Rhode
That
Island
is a tough
has
one for some people.
Worcestershire.
Yes. I understand that.
Okay, the Massachusetts one is weird to me because
Okay.
it's a person's name, and I'm just gonna read it the way that they said it. It's
Yeah.
the Red Sox outfielder, which again, sports not my wheelhouse, but it's Justin Son Garcia. Garcia, I think sounds good, but the way that it's spelled, I can't even.
That's his whole last. It was his
That's
first name
his
is
first name,
Justin.
and his, yeah,
Okay.
it's Justin Son Garcia.
Okay.
But like that's not a word to me, so I thought.
No,
that
that's
was-
just a lot of people have difficult names, right?
But for the whole U.S.,
Yeah. What is it?
Euro, which is you look at it and it looks like gyro.
Gyro. It's hero.
Euro.
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 Oh, like
with,
year.
like
oh.
Y, like with a Y. at the
Y.
beginning.
All
Euro,
right.
which is
I would
like
say
a food.
gyro. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
See?
it's Euro.
There we go.
They have it at Eastside Pockets, I think.
They do have it at Eastside
Yeah.
Pockets. It's delicious.
Thank you for joining us today on Spotlight New England. We will see you next time.